Got a Sony SLV730HF that some parts fell out of. So in this video we're going to investigate where the parts came from and see if it's going to be possible to fix this one. Now I'm told not to spend a lot of time and a lot of money on this one, so this one may not be worth fixing, but let's check it out and see what's going on. This time I got a Sony VHS machine in. This one's an SLV730. Came to me with a couple parts that had apparently fallen out of it. So we're going to investigate and see where those parts go and see if we can get this one working. Guy that owns it doesn't want to really spend any money on it, so this can be a pretty quick one if it can be fixed, made to work without spending a lot of time. That's what we're going to do. Otherwise, it won't get repaired. Because some parts have come out of it, I don't want to plug it in until I do an inspection. See whether I can spot where the parts came from, whether they came out of the front loader or whether they came out of somewhere else in the mechanism. From the look of the part here, this is part of the front loading mechanism. This looks to be the piece that fits in over here that actually depresses the release on the side of the tape to open the cassette. Fits inside the mechanism, and when the tape is pushed in, it pushes that little release catch in. I believe that's where that one goes. So let's take the front loader out and see if the other pieces fell out of there as well. I suspect that that's where they are from. What the hell is going on? I keep getting the emergency alert on my phone doing a test. This is like 5 times so far in a row. When I looked at this machine, this probably came fairly close to the end of VCR production for Sony. They certainly got really light in the end. Not like comparing it to that Betamax machine that I just worked on, which weighs a bloody ton. This machine here is maybe 10 pounds. That Beta machine is probably closer to 25. There it goes again. What the hell? I keep getting test alerts on my phone. Gonna lift the whole mechanism out on this one. Looks like the entire mechanism is gonna lift out. I'll unplug the connectors. I think this is one of those ones with the ugly belts on it. And I can unplug the head either down here or from the head itself. If I unplug it from the head itself, I gotta undo the zip tie. Remember in the last video I was talking about the ground for the head drum, right? There it is on this one. The Betamax, right? I was telling you about the white streaks that come up on the screen. That's what this is for. And on some machines, they put it on the bottom, touching the bottom of the drum. Other ones, they put it on the top. And on those Sony ones, they actually used the bearing that was inside the drum motor itself to ground the shaft. They did not have an external electrode. And that was the problem. If the bearing starts to get loose, it's a ball bearing on them, on the head drum usually. If the little balls that roll around inside start to wear a bit, they get a bit loose, you get intermittent connections, and then you get those random static discharges, which causes white specks on the screen. A lot of times if you've got one that's like that, you can run it for several hours and it'll quite often clear itself up a bit while it's running, just from wearing back in the bearing. Now, for starters on this unit, we have bad belts. How bad, you ask? How bad does that look? All the belts are bad, like really bad. So in order to fix this machine, it's going to require replacing the 3 belts, the loading belt as well as the other 2, and that alone may make this unit uneconomical. I know you're going to say it's just a belt, right? But if I've got them, great. If I don't have them, then they would have to be ordered in, and the cost of the belts, like an average belt for one of these things, a belt kit might run $30, and when the unit itself isn't worth $30, it's not worth putting belts in. If I have them, then great. If not, then it won't get done. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is a lot of times. And that little arm is right in here, and it looks like it's broken. Looks like this piece is broken on here too. Not just this piece, but there's other pieces from here that are actually broken on this front loader. But I can see this arm is broken here. This lifter, right? So when the tape compartment goes, oh, it's broken. It's actually broken. You see the cassette loader itself is busted. Probably the gear or the lever is snapped off. And that's from someone probably trying to force the tape in when the belt was slipping. So, okay, there are the arms. The arms are just out. Maybe they're just out of position. They may not be actually broken. They may just be out of position. Let's just see if I can reset the arms on the mechanism. I think there's a lever that's broken on it anyway, so We got timing marks here and here, so these line up. That lines up, and there's the other one on the other side, which has also got a timing mark. Put the switch assembly back in. Switch assembly sits in like this. Drops in just like that. This lever activates this switch, and there's another switch in the back that fits into a slot. And then we can put this cover back on. If nothing else, you guys just learn how to take apart and put back together the side mechanism that holds all the gears in place on one of these units. Now there's still a few things that are broken on here though. This lever here is broken, right? This is what lifts the tape up. I don't think it's going to lift the tape. This other lever here is what pushes the lock lever in on the side of the tape, and it goes in here. It fits in here. I think it's broken too, maybe not. It fits inside here. I want to take the actual mechanism out. I can take out the screw. Take off this piece. And then I can lift out the actual basket. This piece sits in here, snaps in from the back here, like that. That's what holds that piece in place. Oh yeah, it is broken. Look, there's a piece, a little claw like this. There should be another one on the top to hold this piece in place, to snap it in place, but it's missing. So this piece will just fall out. So this unit is shot. This whole mechanism. This plastic piece is broken. This other piece, it went, where the heck did it go? It's part of this mechanism too. Anyway, this one's broken. That piece is broken. So this lever is not broken. This one that lifts up the tape, that will open the lid. But this piece here, this plastic piece that holds the cassette lid lock lever in place is broken. Therefore, the lid lever, or the lid lock release lever, won't stay in place. So that piece is broken. Just for that reason alone, this wouldn't be worth fixing, plus the fact that the belts are shot. So this one's going back together and it's not going to get repaired. And you know where this one's going. This one's going to the round file, the bin. Well, we're going back to the guy that owns it, who will be, I'm sure, sending it to the bin. As I said, this machine would have been right near the end of the production of VCRs by Sony. This was not made by them. I don't know who made this one. Was this a Shintom or a Samsung? But it certainly was not a good one. Everything else seems to work on here. If I turn the mechanism, I turn the loading pulley by hand, you can see the fan gear is driving both of the guides into place. Other than the front loading mechanism and the belts, this thing probably works. But it was made right at the end of production, and they got really cheap at that point in time. So you can see, if I can see where this little catch. Not that it matters, because this machine is not going to get repaired. Plastic. Plastic gears. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to this one. Unless you guys want to watch me putting it back together. Not much I can do on this one. So when you have one of these Sonys like this, unfortunately, in most cases they're not going to be worth fixing unless it's just the belts. And even if it's just the belts, you know, you're by the time you find the belts, you could find another machine, a cheap used machine, for probably less money than the cost of the belts. But say this one here had a little more problem with belts. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I don't think you guys need to see me put this thing back together, do you? If you want, I'll run the camera. I'm not even going to bother with that one. There, top's back on it. Thanks for watching.